Hey everybody, it's your vocal coach Brittany Jones, and I am back with part two. I promised you I'd be back. Part two of our vocal tips. So we've been talking this month about vocal health at the Jones School of Music, and so I wanted to share these tips on my YouTube page with you as well. So if you haven't seen part one, I'm going to link it right here, right now, so that you can check that out. But this is part two today, so we're just expanding upon those first 5 tips, some things that some you've heard before. So part two today. Number 1, your first tip is have an ENT. If you use your voice regularly, as a radio host, as a singer, as a preacher even, you should have an ENT just like you have a PCP, a doctor that you will visit maybe every 6 months or once a year. An ENT is an ears, nose, throat doctor, and you want to visit them just to make sure that your voice is in perfect working order. One of my favorite things from an ENT is that you're going to get is a scope. What they're going to do, it's going to sound gross, but you need it. They're going to take a little, I don't want to call it a machine, but it is a machine in essence. They like swab your nose down to where you can't feel it. So with some anesthesia, so it's like all numb or what have you. And they take this camera that goes down your nose, and it can see your vocal cords, it can see your throat. It's gonna pick up if there is any inflammation. It'll show what your vocal cords look like. In fact, there are some that the doctors, your ENT, can take pictures so that you can see what your cords actually look like. Now, why is that important? Let's say you've been feeling some consistent hoarseness, or you've been wondering why your range is different, or maybe you wake up and you're always having to clear your throat. You definitely want to check out an ENT, because if that's happening on a consistent basis, there might be something wrong. And then you just want to do it for preventative care. Remember, we said we want preventative care, so it's not an emergency where we automatically lose our voice and then we don't know what to do. So once a year, once every 6 months, if there's something going on, make sure that you're going to an ears, nose, throat doctor. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, watch what you eat. Okay, so I know you've heard this, and I'm going to tell you why, because I actually have personal experience with it. Watch out for spicy foods. Watch out for eating really heavy, really late. Watch out for drinking a lot of carbonated drinks or alcohol. Watch out for eating things like a lot of sugar, anything with a lot of caffeine, chocolate, that kind of things, as well as things with milk. I mean, like if you're like you love cheese, you love ice cream, you love those, just listen. You want to check that out. Here's why. So about maybe a year and a half ago, I just recognized some changes in my voice. I was constantly hoarse after maybe 3 songs or so, and I could tell a change in the timbre of my voice. Like I'm finally now starting to sound like myself again, and I was just a low register, and I just started pulling all my songs down. Hey, no, take me down a whole step. Hey, no, I can't do that today. But even with that, I would notice I would quickly get hoarse. Maybe I'm having to do 2 services and such, and like at the end of first service, I could already feel like, oh, I'm so tired. So, I'm drinking water. I started using this bronchial syrup, which that is good, and it's worked wonders for my voice. But it's still, the next day I would still be tired, and I could tell that I had done a lot of work. So I went to my ENT, and he was like, so I don't want to scare you, but you have these small nodules. So, that's the worst thing to say to a singer. Oh my gosh, my career is over. I can't sing no more. I have to have surgery. Oh, my voice is not going to be safe. That's what I do. And he was like, wait. I said, they're extremely small, and it's nothing that vocal rest and some medicine can't fix. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought it was me. I was like, okay, so I've been using my voice too harshly or something like that. He said, no. He said, I can tell there's inflammation on your cords. He said, but I can tell what it's from as well. He said, do you eat late? And I was like, yeah. He was like, what's your favorite snack? I was like, ice cream. And he's like, do you eat that late? I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, you're not overweight, but do you eat a lot of spicy foods? And I was like, kinda. And he was like, well, what's your heaviest meal of the day? I was like, dinner. I eat a little oatmeal, for breakfast, sandwich or something for lunch. But dinner, I go for it. And he was like, yeah, you're going to have to stop that. You're going to have to eat and then give yourself 2 to 3 hours prior. You're going to have to sleep with your body elevated. I need to put you on this medication. And you got to go on 3 weeks of vocal rest. And I was like, and so I canceled all my lessons, all my engagements. I couldn't sing at church. It was crazy. I was walking around with my phone because I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'm not supposed to. Now, of course, you don't want to whisper because that puts more strain on it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I followed my doctor's orders, and 3 weeks later, I was feeling better. He told me come back and see him in a few months. He wanted me to sing on it and just, try it out. And so I recently, actually, fast forward, recently went back to him, and he was like, so I don't see the naturals. He was like, I can tell that the hoarseness is gone. I can tell. He was like, I wrote down what you sounded like versus now what you sound like. He was like, you're 10 times better. He said, but I want you to stay on the medicine just for a couple more months, just to make sure that everything is clear. He said, and while you have some downtime, of course, while we quarantine and I'm not singing as much. And so I say that, I tell that story to you because I don't want you to have to endure what I endured. I was freaking out, y'all, and had to cancel all of these things. So just watch what you eat. Pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to how heavy you're eating, especially at night. Eat things in moderation. Drink lots of water, but just be careful of that. Listen to your body. If your body is telling you, hey, you always have to clear your throat when you eat that, or your breathing is not as good if you eat here and you eat this food right before you sing. Listen to your body. Pay attention to your body and watch what you eat. All right, so that's tip number 2. Number 3, have a day where you treat your voice. Just treat it. I like to treat my voice normally 24 hours prior to when I know I'm going to have, 48 hours prior to when I know I'm about to have a heavy vocal day. So because we've been recording and doing a lot to prepare for services at my church, we might record like 6 to 8 songs in one setting. And I'm leading some of those songs. Sometimes I'm singing soprano, sometimes I'm singing alto, sometimes I'm singing tenor. But I know it's going to be a heavy vocal day. So for the 2 days prior, I'm doing vocal treatment day. Like, you know what? I'm going to treat my voice. It's like going to the spa for your voice, right? So what do you do on those days? You can sing. I don't want you to think that you can't sing, but I try not to do a lot of singing. I try to at least give myself a couple hours of rest. So I might just watch a movie or, just text or whatever, just so that I'm resting. The other thing I do, and I recently started doing, I'm going to show you this, is I purchased a steamer. So this is what my steamer looks like. So it's actually a facial steamer, but it has this compartment for me to do, a nasal steam. And so what I do, maybe twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes, for those 2 days, I will steam. So that's just like, and I'm like literally put my nose here and I'm just, steaming. And that's another way to get hydration to your cords. Now think about it, when you're drinking water, which we know is important, we talked about that in part 1. The water sometimes can take time. We don't know, some doctors say 4 hours, some doctors say up to 20 hours. We don't know how long it takes to get to the cords or to get here. But steaming is going straight here, and so steaming is a great way to get hydration to the cords. The other thing I'll do, so I'm gonna rest for a little bit, I'm gonna steam for a little bit. I'm also going to drink some tea. Absolutely not caffeinated. Okay, so no caffeine. No. Those days I'm just drinking water or herbal tea. Okay, no caffeine, and then I'll put a few things in there. So ginger. If you did not know that ginger is great for your voice. It's good for your body too, but it's great for your voice. So I will, just like I have a potato, I will peel the ginger, go buy some fresh ginger. Don't use the ginger tea that you can get from Walmart. I mean, it works, but it's not really as potent. I'll just say it that way. So get some fresh ginger. You will use a potato peeler, peel it, you'll chop it up, put it in some water, let it boil. I like to do 20 to 30 minutes so that I know it's going to, give me the most potency. And I'll put that with some herbal tea. Now I'm just gonna warn you, it's got a spicy taste because ginger is spicy. But ginger does 2 things. One, it's an anti-inflammatory. So if there is any any inflammation in your whole body, ginger is good for that. And so, of course, and that means if there was any swelling or anything going on in my cords, boom. It also prevents against hoarseness. Check that out. So why would I do that? If I know I got a heavy vocal day coming up, listen, I need water, I need steam, I need some ginger and some herbal tea. And that's normally all I'm drinking for those 2 days. So steam a little bit, put some ginger in your herbal tea. Don't drink a lot of sugary drinks, that kind of stuff. And then I watch what I eat that day. You know, those 2 days I'm trying to be more careful, a little bit less on the sweets, a little bit less on the fatty foods, the spicy foods, the fried foods. I'm trying to be a little bit more lean and take care of my body, because if I take care of my body, I'm taking care of my voice. Got to take care of my temple so that my voice is taken care of. There's a little bit, if you want to go even further, especially if you like have some congestion or something, you can add some rosemary in there. You know, just get some fresh rosemary. You can chop that up. You can put that in that tea with the ginger. Or if you want to just steam with some rosemary, you can put some, chop up some rosemary, put it in your steamer. Or you could put rosemary in your, like, make some bundles and put it on your shower head and just, you know, while you're taking a shower. So just some different things. Treat your voice. All right. So that's number 3. So of course we talked about 1, having an ENT, 2, watching what you eat, and then 3, treating your voice. All right. So we got 2 more, and we're almost out your way. So I want to talk about cutting down rather on stress. So we know that stress starts to, for different people, it does different things. You know, it might make you anxious, your heart's beating fast. I know me, when I am stressed, I get chest pains. And so cut down on stress. You know, always think of ways to get yourself back in a level, balanced place. So working out, hey, maybe just go take a walk outside. Maybe you want to read, maybe you want to watch one of your favorite Disney movies, whatever it might be. But cut down on stress, because stress is going to cause your body to break down and your immune system to break down. So of course we can't necessarily eliminate stress. I mean, we live in a fast-paced, crazy society. COVID running rampant, all the things that are going on, but try to minimize it with things that you know are going to bring you back to a balanced place, so that you can handle whatever is coming to you. So like I said, I walk and I read and I pray and I'm reading my Bible, and I take some time to decompress. So release, cut down on the stress. Do some things that are going to take care of your body. And last but not least, I want to talk about colds. Okay, so oftentimes, if I had singers and my students come in and they're like, I have a cold, can I sing today? And I always ask, how does your voice feel? How does your throat feel? And so if they say raw, if they say it's sore, I say, nope, not today, I'll see you tomorrow. Or, hey, I will see you next week. We're gonna adjust your lesson this way. I will not have them sing on that, because if it's gotten into your throat or if it's gotten into your chest, it's just a dangerous place. So if it's just like runny nose, we can sing on that. We're just gonna adjust your tone. It's gonna be a little bit brighter. I got a few exercises to work on that pharyngeal resonance, that kind of stuff. But if it's in your chest, if you have a sore throat, don't sing. Go rest. Go steam. Okay? Go rest. Drink some water. Get some vitamin C. Take care of yourself. So, of course, the other thing is just taking vitamins, taking a probiotic to prevent that a cold is even coming. But if it's just nasal, you're okay. But if it is feeling like, no, it's sore, or that means that this is inflamed. And like I told you, that inflammation can lead to nodules. It can lead to polyps, and you don't want that. You do not want that, okay? So rest, take some, treat your voice those next upcoming days. Go visit an ENT if it continues for days or maybe weeks on end, because then it might be something else wrong. All right, so your 5 tips from today. 1, get an ENT. 2, avoid eating spicy, fatty foods. Watch out. Be careful what you eat. 3, treat your voice. 4, do your best to minimize the amount of stress in your life. And number 5, be careful when you have a cold because you don't want to hurt your voice. All right, I have vocal tips that come out every Tuesday, so check out, subscribe, like, share this information with any singer, anybody that you know uses their voice a lot. And I want you to subscribe, and I want you to check us out next Tuesday because we'll have some more videos coming up. If you want to check me out for lessons, voice lessons, you can go to www.bjidentity.com/lessons, or you can even text me 469-248-6858 and just text voice lessons, and I will get right back with you so that we can get to work. All right, singer, glory carrier, friend, I hope to see you soon. Bye.